Wow, mashallah. Very, very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful recitation by the brother. Always lovely to hear the Quran being recited. And tonight being one of those special nights.
Absolutely.
Special nights of the month of Ramadan. We look forward to all worship, and dua is part of worship also. I'd like to welcome you as well, brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother Ibrahim.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to be.
I see you and I think of dua,
you.
and that's a good association, you know. So alhamdulillah, it's a pleasure.
Of course, I would like to send my condolences to the Imam of our time, to our great Maraja, to the whole Islamic Ummah, on the martyrdom of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, which was just a few days ago. And may Allah accept all your deeds.
Inshallah.
And of course, in these great nights of Qadr, don't forget me from your du'as.
No, inshallah.
We're in great need.
We ask our viewers to remember us as well.
Inshallah.
Please,
we ask Allah to accept our du'as.
Definitely.
Inshallah.
Really
How have
powerful.
you guys been?
Alhamdulillah, good.
Yes.
Days are ticking on.
Challenging, but in a beautiful way.
Getting
In
there.
a beautiful way. In a beautiful way.
I think the days of sort of focus are on us, aren't they? That these days to make sure our du'as and how we can utilise the last nights that we have, really.
Definitely.
And so today's topic, we're talking about the du'as during these holy nights of Laylatul Qadr. So inshallah, if you start, bismillah, we can
Yes,
start.
inshallah. So one of parts of course, Laylatul Qadr, so many du'as, it's unbelievable. You don't know what to choose from it.
Yeah.
But this being one of, they're all beautiful, one of the beautiful ones. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم إني أسألك بكتابك المنزل وما فيه وفيه اسمك الأكبر وأسماؤك الحسنى وما يخاف ويرجى أن تجعلني من عتقائك من النار بمحمد وآله الأطهار وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
MashaAllah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jazakumullah khair.
So inshallah, the translation.
The translation of this dua starts with, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. And then this is a part that we spoke about last episode. Oh Allah, bless Muhammad and the family of Muhammad. And then, oh Allah, I ask you, for the sake of your revealed book, and what is in it, and in it is your greatest name, and all your beautiful names, and what is feared and hoped for, make me amongst those whom you have saved from the fire. Such a beautiful dua.
So when it says about the greatest name, that's the Ismi Azam, it's saying it's contained within, and his beautiful names.
As in, every single attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his greatest attributes are all contained in this specific book, which is the Holy Quran, of course. The thing is, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He chose this month, He blessed this month with the revelation of the Quran. Of course, Laylatul Qadr is that night in which the Quran was revealed on the heart of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and in it is literally everything within the Quran is just greatness. And the greatest of this greatness is the presence of Allah within this Quran. And the greatest name of His is present in this Quran. And just adds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself is great. Now to have Him within something just makes it greater. So it increases in the greatness of the Quran, the Holy Book.
So these nights, how best to utilize them? Because we don't have, certainly where we are, we don't have long hours.
You know, just to stay away from this traditional of how do I spend Laylatul Qadr, go do dua, go pray, go, I don't know. Stay away from that. Sheikh Murtada al-Ansari, he was a great scholar around more than 100 years ago. In Najaf is where he used to...
you give lectures, matches?
Yeah, give his lessons. He was a marja, one of the greatest maraja. A marja now cannot become a marja unless they have studied his book. So a very great scholar.
Very prominent, yeah.
Now, one time, a person comes up to him in the shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, and he says to him, "O Sheikh," it was during the nights of Qadr, he said to him, "O Sheikh, what is the best amal, the best action that I can do during these nights?" Now you'd expect him to go around and say, "Go do dua, go do salah, go." He said to him, "Are you a student?" He said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Then the best amal, the greatest amal for you is for you to go back into your room and study." And I thought that was very beautiful, because a'mal, just generally in Ramadan, isn't just about dua, isn't just about salah. Of course it's great, but seeking for, let's say, how would I word this properly? Because I don't want to sound like, we can't become perfect, but we seek perfection, right? We seek to become like the Prophet. We seek to become like the Imams. That isn't done just through the du'as. That isn't just done through salah. There are many other actions. And then this great scholar, he says to him, "Go back to your room and study. That is the greatest amal you can do." So, of course, right now, I would send over my advice to the viewers of, if you are a student, of course, many of them have GCSE A-level exams right now. Don't just sit back. No, go study. Allah will bless you even more within your exams. Allah will grant barakah in your exams. Where even while you're fasting, you're performing your exam, are you truly trying to tell me that Allah would not aid you through this exam? And inshallah, for all our brothers and sisters, the best of grades, inshallah.
You make a good point, because I remember speaking to a sheikh once, and he was talking about the word ibadah in the Quran, and he was saying that its meaning is wide. It's not narrow to just mean the prescriptions of rituals that are being prescribed and canonized in the religion, but it could mean just good actions, fi sabilillah, just good actions. So it's a wide. Allah created us to do, to worship Him in a wide sense.
Do you know what it is? It's anything, even in our intentions. When it comes to salah, anything. The moment any action we do qurbatan ila Allah Ta'ala, to seek closeness to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, it becomes ibadah.
Definitely.
And on the Day of Judgment, inshallah, may we be amongst those who I'm going to mention right now, that when intercession is done by Fatima to Zahra, and because she stands by the door of heaven, and Allah allow us to be amongst those people, she turns around and she says, "Oh Allah, allow these people to know my true worth." And He says to her, "Choose who would go into heaven with you." She turns around, and the narration says, she picks her shi'a, just like a bird would pick the good seeds from the bad seeds. She picks them, and she takes them with her to heaven. Then these people, these good seeds, they turn around, "Oh Allah, allow these people to know our true worth." And He says, and he replies, "Take with you whoever you wish," and they would take people with them into heaven. And then it is narrated that whoever has fed anyone for the love of Fatima, or done anything good for someone for the love of Fatima to Zahra, they would enter heaven. Amazing, truly amazing. Of course, through these infallibles, we see closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Doesn't mean that we're doing it for them. No, we see closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through these amazing individuals. So of course, any action we do, the moment we say Qurban Allah ta'ala, in our intention, it's become an ibadah. We even gain reward for it. And it's one of those easy leeways where we can just boost up our rewards.
Good deeds. Yeah,
anything we do, Qurban Allah ta'ala. I'm going to the I'm helping my parents, qurbatan Allah ta'ala. I'm going to the masjid, qurbatan Allah ta'ala, or to seek closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm helping my friend. My friend just called me. I'm going, let's say, he said, "Bro, can you come and help me out? I want to go to this specific place. Public transport is a bit, and it's hot as well. He's fasting. I've got a car. Like, wait, I'm going to come pick you up. Qurbatan Allah ta'ala." It all increases in our reward, and it all becomes part of ibadah. And the thing is about Laylatul Qadr is generally, again, I will mention the sermon of the Prophet in welcoming Ramadan. He said, "The days are the best of days. The nights are the best of nights. The hours are the best of hours." Now this is Ramadan in general. When we come to the Quran, "Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadr, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ. It is better than 1,000 months. Now, if Ramadan in general is the best of days, the best of nights, the best of hours, what about Laylatul Qadr, which is better than 1,000 months? What intensity is there in the reward that we're getting? And truly, this is all from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Absolutely. I think it's really beautiful, like you've really, inshallah, given some sort of wider scope of how we can spend our nights rather than sitting glued, and again, if we have the ability to sit and recite, by all means we should be doing that. And I know from my own experience throughout, my years of fasting that every year is so different, and in some years you can actually have the tawfiq to sit from, night time from suhoor to pray. You can have the books open, you can do all your salah, du'as. And some night, I remember one year I was looking after my mother, she was ill, and that was as much as I could manage, just sitting beside her bed and reciting. So everything is in its context, isn't it? And we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves when Allah is merciful.
Definitely.
And it's really, I think it's a beautiful way to explain to even to younger children, perhaps that, they're going through exam periods, or, it's difficult for them to perhaps sit with, reciting or go to the mosque.
More likely than not, it's hard.
It is.
More likely than not. Especially because if they're not used to, the younger they are, they have the youth, but at the same time, if they're not used to doing many Ramadans, they're not veterans of Ramadan, so, and the younger you are, the mind
Definitely.
is, not fully formed, or well, the brain's not fully formed, but, it's difficult. Concentration, things like that are very difficult for younger people.
But something that, I'd like you to touch on is, while we have, we have du'as, we're saying, invite us to, the sacred house. Allah give us life even to the next Shahr Ramadan. We're coming towards the end of this month, and I'm sure we all know people that were with us last year, not, this year, and asking for health for everyone and well-being. But how about sort of the morals and etiquettes that we should be within ourselves to be improving sort of our, perhaps our behaviour towards our parents, behaviour towards our colleagues, neighbours? How would you say that fits into sort of all our ibadah? We're saying it's not just about reciting du'as, is it?
I think a couple of episodes back, I can't remember when it was during the start of Ramadan, when we talked about, I think possibly episode 1 or 2, where we said that any du'a without action is not accepted. Now, let's say as an example, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to aid us through a hardship. Yet we are the true, how would I say it, reason behind a brother or a sister's hardship. Maybe we need to fix this and Allah will ease our hardships. How about if I'm asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me with, for example, with anything it could be. Like, so even now, mentioning exams and that, even when it comes to exams. Okay, I'm asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me with exams. Yeah, I'm just there, sitting to the side. So, our morals, our etiquettes, our akhlaq are all part of acceptance of dua. And even in reciting dua, even in whatever relationship there is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is always, we need to look at the way we act. A beautiful thing to mention, salah, prayer. Now, of course, as we know, salah is literally the exact same thing as dua. In fact, salah, the prayer that we do, the literal meaning of it is dua. And which is why, for example, if you were to go to a Christian person and say, pray for me, do salah for me, what they'll do is they go to the church, and what they'll do is they do dua. Okay? Because salah is dua. Now, on the Day of Judgment, the very first thing we will be asked about is salah. And it is mentioned that if your salah is accepted, everything else would be accepted. And if your salah is rejected, everything else will be rejected. Now my question is here, does that mean if I'm reciting the Quran correctly in my salah? Does it mean if I'm doing my ruku' properly? Does it mean if I have my feet straight when I'm doing sujood? Is that the true meaning of if your salah is accepted, everything else is accepted? No, it is the actions that are the result of our salah. Why? Because inna salah tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar. Salah puts you away from sins. One time someone comes to Imam Sadiq. He says to him, oh Imam, I believe it was Imam Sadiq, they're all one nur inshallah. Now just just so I don't quote him. So I'll
Yes,
just
yeah,
say
yeah.
general thing.
Naam.
One time someone comes to one of our imams, I believe it may be Imam Sadiq. He says to him, "Oh Imam, is my salah accepted or not?" His reply was very beautiful. He said, "Look at your actions. Do your actions go for good and forbid evil? Your salah is accepted. If your actions in the opposite, they go for evil and forbid good, your salah is not accepted."
Mashallah.
Wow, that's powerful.
Unfortunately, it's all we've got time for. Thank you
Jazakumullah
so
khair.
much.
Maybe I talked a bit too much
No,
there.
no, really.
No. And what a powerhouse of a statement to finish with. That's
Absolutely, inshallah, maybe we can touch it on
Jazakumullah khair.
another
beautiful,
morning.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you so much, inshallah. Your ibadah has accepted these holy
Inshallah.
nights. And pray for us.
Likewise, and
the
we
viewers.
ask our dear viewers to remember us in their
Remember us,
du'as,
please,
Layal
in
Qadr,
your
honestly.
du'as.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
And
We
we'll
won't
pray for each
forget you
other.
from our du'as, we won't forget the viewers from our du'as,
Inshallah.
inshallah.
Thank you so much. And next up, we have Baraka Pearls with Dua Maksumi, and the topic is Ahl Bayt.